Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Blue Otter Draft League, starting relatively on time. Hey, it's better than last week, at least. Tonight's matchup, we have Team Griddle versus Scooter Shooters. Finally, they managed to get themselves onto stream. It only took, what, 12, 13 weeks? Whatever normal
Yes.
season plus whatever this is now.
Yeah.
But they're here. We're finally here. We're actually doing it. We're casting tonight. They're on stream. Um, and potentially next week too if they win, but they'll have to get through Team Girdle to do it.
Yeah, they're gonna have to put in a good show. I would like to preemptively apologize to anybody listening to this for my audio. It sounds really good. I am currently calling in to the stream on my mobile phone, which is why it probably sounds very crispy. So it goes. This is just how life is now. So if you, I hope you don't have a problem with it. Smiley face. Thank you. Anyways, we have
We're in draft.
Griddles Griddles versus the Scooter Shooters. Griddles a despicable team with no redeeming qualities versus a team that nobody wanted to watch. So this is going to be a great series.
Yeah, we just hate these teams. Personally.
Yeah,
No, with that being said,
especially Scooter Shooters.
oh, especially Scooter Shooters. That being said, getting into draft, we have a couple of bands coming in already. Zehen and Pantheon, something we've seen a lot. The Mbess is still up, obviously, but those two picks obviously have been very strong. The Morgana, a bit more of those targeted picks, and just a lot of good junglers and top laners right now. Um, Kat was saying she wanted to 5-ban Jolts, so, three top bans have already been enacted. It would
Mhm.
be really funny if they don't pick top and we have another two to go, but they might be forced into it here. We'll have to see. Just
Yeah,
because 5 bans is a very real thing that could happen. Their XI is something that we've seen before. We've seen it do well before. Not at all surprised to see it picked up here. It seems to be quite popular.
yeah, and we have seen the Rek'Sai on stream before. I think we saw it in jungle. I don't think we're gonna see top lane Rek'Sai anytime soon. But what we will see is Mr. Trundle, the troll, kind of getting blinded here. Trundle has in past has been certainly has a more of a reputation as a counter pick option into a very tanky squads where you can subjugate and basically just get free tank stats. But the blind Trundle here is probably just fine, especially if you're assuming that this is going to be a Rek'Sai jungle. Trundle should be able to beat that stupid Void Queen who we love. And also Nautilus is here.
I was about to say, it's also, I think, one of the top lane options. I mean, they could send it jungle if they want to, but this is like a kind of a classic Jolts pick. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just take it, knowing full well that Jolts will get 5-banned if they're not careful. So they might just be trying to take it off. The Rumble here, I'd imagine, also going top lane, good into the Trundle, but also a decent blind in case that Trundle does go into the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
So already the top side being mostly locked in for Scooter Shooters. I wouldn't be surprised to see an ADC or a support picked here, and it's the Xayah picked up. Probably not going to see Rakan with that. I'd imagine Griddle will want to ban that out, but Xayah alone, a pretty decent pick. Very good into big, beefy frontliners that kind of just walk at you like the Trundle, like the Nautilus, that don't have a lot of hard mobility to dodge those feathers. Also, really good because it's able to dodge that dredge line. It's able to get out of those hooks, which is really, really nice. And if the Aurora is locked in, we'll be able to get out of the ultimate without eating it as well. So, very nice pickup here. And Griddle just going for the Aurora, a very strong mid pick. I don't think Jolts plays this top, but I have seen it go. It is known that it can be a top lane pick as well, but I don't think it's a Jolts pick. But we'll have to see at the end of it. It definitely could still be.
Yeah, it could be. I would agree. It doesn't really feel like a Jolts pick. It's certainly more of kind of the for those players who just really like uh, range top laners, and they do exist, which is I think frightening. but that's, I suppose, my own demons to deal with there. Anyways, we're getting in the round 2 of bans. Braum got to take away the best champion in the format. Braum, eternally the greatest champion ever created. From dawn till dusk, it is Braum forever. We will see potential. I wonder if a Zaya Rakan could be picked up then. I don't necessarily know how great Rakan is, not like amazing into Nautilus necessarily. But if they do leave it up, it just depends on if the Scooter Shooter support actually plays the Rakan. The Ari getting banned here, just kind of taking away a safe, a good mid lane option, something that Cat does play. But Cat plays a bunch of weird champions, so
Who knows?
we could see the Viego mid, Morgana mid, although Morgana was banned.
I will say, I don't think the Rakan is as great here, especially into the Nautilus, but also into the Aurora. It's just not as great. Zarakan's also just not as hardbound as it used to be back in the day. Like, nowadays, Zaya is much better with champions like Nautilus and Leona. Rakan, obvious pairing for Rakan is like a Kaisa nowadays. They're not quite bound to each other like they used to be. Still can be nice, but especially into this Ezreal, I think it's just a little too difficult to get value out of the Rakan, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some other support, maybe Peel or an Enchanter. I don't think they want to do insane hard engage, although Leona could still be decent. Follow the Ezreal through that E. But right now, Griddle has a lot of range in the Aurora
Yes.
and the Ezreal. So, Rakan is not the worst in the world at closing distance, but I still think that it's not the best option here. I still think something like a Lulu honestly might have been better, but that's very difficult because, you get hard engaged on Nautilus. Ezreal still does a lot of damage in that early game, so maybe they're just looking to fight around the Rek'Sai, a little bit of a stronger pick, and I'm imagining we're getting our mid lane here now. I don't think it's the Rumble mid. I don't think that's the cat.
Maybe.
Okay, the Vigar? I'm fine, I guess. It's a bit debatable. Again, the
Yeah.
biggest problem here that I'm seeing is, like, there's so little range, right? Like, compared to Griddle, who have the Ezreal and the Aurora, who just have so many more ways to poke at length and deal with it. And if you're a Scooter Shooters, like, you really need a big Recon engage, a big cage, a good flank from the Rek'Sai, into the Rumble, into the Equalizer. So a bit more difficult, and I think it's going to require a lot of really good angles to pull off those fights. Meanwhile, Girdle just all inning. There is the Ziggs, which I'd imagine means that it is in fact an Aurora top lane.
I suppose so. So I guess Jolts is bringing out the real gumption, some big
Yeah,
ones
and I would say,
today.
like,
Two
doubling
of
and
them.
tripling down on the range too with the Ziggs. Like, Ziggs Ezreal, like, you are going to have to find angles. You're going to have to find your engages because you're not outranging that. There is no outranging that with a Vigar and a Zaya, unfortunately. This is one of those things where you have to be really careful of the siege. If you're going to win the fights, they have to be decisive. You have to go in with that Rakan. You need to land something off that initial engage. Because if Griddle are able to stabilize, you're not going to be able to close that distance a second time.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a little worried about Scooter Shooter's ability to have the sustain to take those fights, because the engage options they have, it relies a lot on Baby Cage, it relies a lot on Rakan, and it relies a lot on the Equalizer. But their frontline options with Rek'Sai, Rumble, and Rakan aren't necessarily traditionally what you would call tanks, per se. They get tanky. They are certainly like walls of they certainly are people that stand in front of their allies, but they're not necessarily the greatest of tanks, which I don't know. I feel like into a poke heavy team with the Ezreal, Biggs, and even the Aurora, uh, they're just gonna. It feels like they really have to pull the trigger immediately. If they even hesitate for a second, and any of those frontliners take chip damage, it just becomes so much harder to actually win anything. That's just kind of my
Yeah,
take on it.
no, I think you've kind of hit the nail on the head there. It's very difficult at this point to be managing that damage, and just not just managing the damage, but also, like you said, sustaining through that poke, right? Like by the time, if you're not decisive with it, by the time you go in, you're already half. Even if you land a good engage, it might not be enough. Aurora Cage is one of those big things that it makes it very difficult. It deals a very high amount of damage in a big zone. If your team is already poked out, that's putting people who are already, 60, 50% down into like execute range, right? Like one Q from Ziggs at a high damage, a combo from Ezreal, Trundle just beating you in the
Hmm.
face. Like all of these things are really easy ways to deal with the engage and turn it on their head. So I think especially around objectives, it's going to be really, really important to either get there first or to have extensive vision set up for scooter shooters to be able to find the flank angles. But we're gonna have to wait until we get into game for that. And right now we are still in draft, so for now we're gonna cut it to a short break. When we come back, we will be in game on the Rift for our losers finals, I believe it is. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into game number 1 of our lower semifinals for the Blue Water Draft League. We have Scooter Shooters versus Team Griddle, and it is, in fact, going to be the Jolts Aurora. Despite everything, I don't think I've ever seen that. I feel like it's happened before, but I've never seen it, personally.
I mean, the Aurora top, I've certainly seen, but the Jolts Aurora top is a bit of a fresh one, for me at least. I don't know. It's just not a champion I necessarily associate with Jolts, but you know, he's a well-rounded gamer. He has many different facets of his incredible gameplay. So I think that really we're just gonna have to sit down and wait and see what he's got cooking in the tank. And honestly, I think should be pretty all right into the Rumble. Able to kind of stay out of the flame spitter range and kind of just poke down, just, you know, do a little bit of chip damage here and there, force out shields just to try and, you know, maybe negate some damage. So Velko will probably have maybe not the best time here in this lane. Meanwhile, though, we have kind of in this bot lane, the Zyra Khan has gained their footing. Not too surprising, necessarily. The Ezreal's level 1 power is not catastrophic. They haven't engaged.
Yeah, a little aggressive from the Benjamins there. That's kind of one of the things that you have to worry about. If you're going in on the Nautilus, you need that follow-up, because if you don't have a way out. And especially against the Xayah, there's a lot of CC and a lot of burst damage that you can end up taking if you're not careful. And that's exactly what we saw there. So I imagine those future engages, the Benjamin's probably going to learn to be a bit more careful. Spartan here, though, over the wall, not going to get seen by Solar or Benjamins when doing that, but is seen now by the Trundle. Luton, though, going for the 1v1 onto Solar. The barrier pop, the ignite pop from Benjamins, knock up from Slappy, and a heal. Benjamins gets taken down for first blood. Meanwhile, back in the river, we have Spartan and Happier Cat who have run down, trying to get onto the Trundle, but instead it's going to be a re-engage now onto Sly, who doesn't have any mana, does still have the flash. A flash forward from Spartan, and a bit of a late flash from Sly means that E is going to go through, and the bite connects. Scooter Shooters, 2 on the board, just 3 minutes into the game.
Yeah, we see Sly attempt to get out with the satchel. Oh, that was a good satchel, but the traded flash from the Rek'Sai there was able to kind of just close the gap. Just kind of waited a little bit too long, thought they had the out with the satchel, but Rek'Sai able to close the gap. And yes, as I said, Rumble is a fantastic option into the Aurora here. As I said before, Rumble very easily takes down the Aurora champion using the Flame Spitter.
It's fine. This is the Jolt special, right? Go down 0-2 and then immediately find 3 solo kills somehow.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just gonna be the Trundle up here. Surely. Surely. The flash. Oh, okay.
Okay, it's fine.
One more would have done it, but was forced to burn the flash there. Not ideal, but still being able to pick up a return is very good for Team Griddle. Would have been significantly worse if they hadn't, so...
Yeah, so it's a good thing they did, for sure. For right now, though, good stuff from Spartan, I'll say. Getting that kind of early pressure. Getting an early kill will help the Rek'Sai kind of a bit more of a threat here in this early to mid game, where the Rek'Sai damage is pretty significant. Same for the Trundle, getting that early kill for themselves. I will say, for the most part though, everything has stayed relatively even. That first Drake has not been picked up yet. So that is still on the table for both teams. First round of Grubbins has not spawned yet, so we are still waiting for a few of those neutral objectives, which will hopefully encourage some combat on the Rift, or we'll just trade them politely and go on with our lives. As the Drake will get started by Spartan. Looks like river control and bot lane pressure currently in favor of the these scooter shooters. We'll see if it pans out as we got a hook.
Yep, connecting on to Slappy, who's going to jump away. Luton backing up here. Nothing still happening so far, just a little bit of trading in the top lane. Looks like Griddle just want to back off here, knowing that they have no rotation priority, which is going to be an easy pickup for the Ocean Drag from Scooter Shooters. And right now you can see the Spartan may be looking for an invade, but probably just hovering around for the crab. Inky is walking around, potentially looking for something. Unfortunately, I don't think they know they were spotted by the Rek'Sai. Slappy going to be able to make it out of here, trying to cut it off, but now Spartan here on the flank. Going to try to go for Solar, but it's Benjamin's who's going to give his life to try and keep his team safe. Big ult there from the Ziggs, taking a lot of damage. Solar has to be careful, forced to flash out of the cage. Sly has finally arrived, but unfortunately it's too little too late, and with the health bars not quite low enough and the positioning not great, it's going to be very difficult. Happier Cat just walking in, going to press the funny button. Now Luton going over onto Solar, knock-up not quite going to land. Slappy manages to live within an inch of his life, and it's going to be another kill picked up. Great play so far from Team Scooter Shooters.
Yeah, huge bot side play. They get the Drake and convert it into several kills there. Certainly was close in terms of damage, but Spartan, that early game Rek'Sai damage is nothing to sneeze at. And
No.
you have to really respect the kind of the burst pressure of the Rek'Sai champion in terms of also just kind of her mobility. When she has her tunnel can be a little bit much to deal with. So right there, just generally good stuff from the Scooter Shooters. We're looking kind of at the top side now. Because they did not end up trading for that, this is going to potentially be another fight on top, where Rek'Sai, I think, is absolutely favored with those couple of kills, getting them the Eclipse early on. We have a potential knock-up, a potential combo here.
Yep. Damage coming through. Not a kill so far. Big damage from Solar. The heal comes out. Luton still firing back. Benjamin's, though, with no ultimate, finally going to level it. Jolt has to be careful up there in the top side. Going to use the ultimate just as an escape tool. And Luton does not have the Featherstorm. Very important. Benjamin's, you can see, so wary about going in. Does not want to get CC'd under that tower, knowing that it is almost certainly going to lead to his demise. So, just backing off. Both teams happy with their trade right now. No objectives up after these little Void Grubs up there on the top side that are going free to Minky Bro. We are seeing not a whole lot happening right now. It's just a lot of pressure from Scooter Shooters using this gold lead right now. But another Dragon's not going to come up for 2 minutes, so unless we see a big gank, probably more of nothing, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I love nothing. I love it when nothing happens. That's actually one of my favorite things to see is nothing happening.
Nothing ever happens, this is known.
Yeah, nothing ever happens. This is true. We know this. So we're going to be waiting a little bit of time. Looking how some of these other lanes have been going. In the mid lane, both of our mid laners still kind of waiting on... no, Jones is fine. Okay, we got a couple.
Yeah, big damage coming through. It's going to be Minky Bro going down first. Benjamin's has to be careful. A lot of damage, though, from that Ziggs ultimate. Big knockback from the Satchel. Benjamin's taking a lot of damage. Big ult from Solar. Going to be able to pick up Slappy. Meanwhile, on the top side, Valka has found a lot of damage, and Joss is forced to back off. Benjamin's has to be careful, though, as Happier Cat with the ultimate going to be able to land the kill. However, it's Solar now in, landing the shutdown. Has to be careful. Spartan flashing forward, managing to pick up the kill. But it's Sly who manages to pick it up in return, and a trade of top laners up on the top side. Overall, still going in favor of Scooter Shooters, but Griddle fighting back, and if they were ever going to win a fight, that's the one to win. So, not bad at all.
Yeah, that was a 3-for-3 across the map there. With the bot laner staying alive for the side of the Scooter Shooters. and kind of just a couple of random champions on the side of the Griddles. But yeah, the Xayah still looking a little like support Xayah this game, but that's okay. Still getting some gold in those assists. Not yet at that first item on the Essence Reaver, so I imagine that we'd absolutely like to have that for the next objective. The Drake is up in 10 seconds, so probably won't see those first item spikes on either of our carries here. Ezreal, as always, is a little bit delayed because of all he needs to, because he has to get a tier with his initial items and potentially some other things like the boots. Delays his first item spike by a little bit. Meanwhile, in the mid lanes, we have our first items assembled with the Roa, and oh, got a fight.
Yep, big damage coming through. Cat caught out. Did not expect Jolts and the entire team to be there. But Griddle have rotated down. They want this dragon. Now Slappy eating a lot of damage. Benjamin slashing forward, managing to land the hook. But it's a double, unfortunately. Don't know if going back in was the play, as Spartan and Slappy both lose their lives as well. Dragon almost certainly going to go to Griddle. Valkyrie going to have to find some plates in the top side to just barely eke out something in return. But yeah, really nice rotations there from Griddle. And I don't think Scooters were expecting it and then respecting the chase.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. That the Scooter shooters kind of just weren't necessarily prepared for that that pinch there. On the side, we saw Cat get caught out just by a good Jolts roam that took advantage of the kind of opportunity just to head down there to the bot side. And from there, after Cat dies, Spartan is next. Tries to get out. There was a really good flash dredge line from Benjamin's, and I think from there you kind of just accept that, all right, Rakan's dead, we lose the Drake here, we try and minimize the losses. For some reason, Spartan decided to tunnel back in. I think was just kind of got too distracted by the tunnel and tunneled maybe a little too hard, perhaps. Falling there as we got an engage. Benjamin's taking a bit of damage.
Yeah, Taro's already down there, and here's Spartan going over the wall, trying to find the flank. Just going to knock up Benjamin's here. Looks like they've agreed that Solar's going to get out of this one, but no, Benjamin's dead turret. 4 deaths on the Nautilus is an unfortunate situation to be in.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Nautilus Death Fund. We all know it. We all are invested in the Nautilus Death Fund. It is the most reliable investment you can make is in the Nautilus Death Fund because he just perishes, and I think that that's beautiful. As Spartan gonna force a flash here, ulti, the barrier getting popped, but Spartan getting that kill there. Impressive shot there from the Rek'Sai as Ezreal burns so much. Yeah, the Eclipse Gaming. Ezreal burned both sums there, so that is an Ezreal who is a sitting duck, relatively speaking. It is still Ezreal, so not necessarily the easiest champion to get on and stay on due to his blink ability, but hey, you absolutely, I think you're okay with that if you are on the side of yeah, you get everything, everything you want necessary, pretty much.
Yeah, not a lot happening right now. Herald coming up soon-ish, but nothing too quickly. We have Dragon up in another 220. You can imagine from this point, Sly is probably just going to be farming those side lanes. Same with Jolts. Send your bot lane into mid. Things are relatively even now. We have the Rift Herald spawning. Both junglers bot lane, though, so I'd imagine that nothing happens too quickly.
Yeah, we're going to be kind of just waiting on the next big objective for... Oh, never mind. We're not waiting for nothing.
Luton walking up for absolutely no reason. And for some reason, it's going to work. Benjamin's goes down.
It worked.
Nautilus Death Fund contributed.
It's working!
It's Solar. Why?
Oh, no. Cat's dead. Wait, no. Cat might be alive. Oh, I think my goodness. Somehow.
Flash forward, the knockup not quite going to land on a Minky, but it's not going to matter. Oh, Minky's going back in. Oh, does he want the smoke? I don't know if this is a great idea. He wants the smoke.
Okay, Jolts is here though.
Going to get a kill, but now Jolts come in on the flank. Sly has to be careful though, as a beautiful TP from Valka, going to be able to land an equalizer. 2 carries down from the side of Scooter Shooters, but unfortunately, the Rumble, the Rek'Sai just too strong, and they're going to be able to pick up another kill. Benjamins, don't do it. Okay. No, don't do it.
Back.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it. Okay.
I'm gonna die. Do it.
I can feel it through the screen. He wanted it. No.
Ah, jeez.
He wants it
All
so
right.
bad, and you just gotta call off the attack hound.
Yeah, the Nautilus Death Fund will not get another donation there. But yeah, overall, good effort from the Griddles to kind of fight that one back out. But I will say great response from Slappy, just being around, being in the right place to fly in and bail out the Xayah. Honestly, it looked planned in a way. You lure the Nautilus in, and then Rakan comes flying in from halfway across the world due to the increased range on his jump ability. He gets with Xayah. Oh, double knockup into the cage.
Yeah, big damage now onto Solar. Benjamin's following shortly thereafter. Let's be completely honest. No? Does he make it out? Wow. That's a first.
Nice.
The Nautilus makes it out, but the Ezreal doesn't. That's new. Did have to burn the flash for it, and unfortunately that pick from Scooter Shooters means that Griddle will not be able to contest this dragon, so they're just going to send Minky up there to get the second Void objective. Grab that Herald, you already got the grubs, might as well make it 2. And Scooter Shooters just hoping that it won't be a Baron, but with how this game is looking right now, and the 3,000 gold lead, Scooter Shooters don't seem like they're looking to trade anything anytime soon.
Yeah, Scooter Shooters feeling real good about themselves right now. They are in a commanding position, which is absolutely where...
Benjamins.
Benjamins?
Oh, the entire team is there, but it won't be. They won't have the follow-up, unfortunately.
Yeah, unless we just find Trundle on the side, which would be, I guess, a funny.
It would certainly be comedic.
Rek'Sai? Is it Xayah?
Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Okay. Luton's dead. Slappy's dead. Spartan's dead. We traded 3 members for Jolts. Solar eating a lot of damage, though, has to be careful. Cat's still here. Valka using the Proto Belt, but does not have the heat to keep chasing. So many low health bars. Very unfortunate for Scooter Shooters. But, no. Just not going to be able to find it. Griddle managed to fight back, and even a gold lead to only about 1,000 after it was 3,000 just a moment ago, as I had mentioned. So, Draft League, everybody. We throw leads for absolutely no reason. There was no objective up. Did not need to do that for any reason.
Well, of course. Have you considered that it was funny?
I didn't. I forgot about that. You're right. It was very funny.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you lose, as long as you have like a good time while doing it. It's not about if you win or lose, it's how you race around the track, you know? That's what my friend Putt Putt said one time.
One time? Only once? That's good repeatable wisdom
I guess,
right there.
I guess several. I did beat that game. You know, played through it several times, a lot of different events. Classic Putt Putt goes to the race. This is where we are right now, as we are waiting to see if Xayah gets jumped on again and gets another double kill, I suppose.
Benjamin's just holding that hook. He's been traumatized. He's terrified now.
I think
like,
he should be.
I can't do it. I will die. And he's probably right. So, you know, that's entirely fair.
Yeah, that's
pick up the mid tower,
big ups
though.
to the haters.
Yeah. And a nice pickup there, I'd say. Definitely beneficial being able to just drop that mid lane tower, open up the map a little bit. Dragon now up in 2 minutes. Probably the next major objective that people are going to start fighting around. Bit of an invade here. Don't think they want to go too aggressive on it. Maybe fight a little bit over the Gromp, but with Jolts here, they see that on the map. I highly doubt anything comes of it. Sly just clearing up the side waves. Smite comes through from Minky, and yeah. Both teams just kind of chilling in that bot side jungle. Benjamin's walking himself away. Both teams don't want to over-aggress, do anything stupid here when they don't need to. So you just see a lot of trading back and forth. Little damage here, little damage there, but no one really committing to anything, especially with the dragon up in a minute 30. You don't want to waste those big cooldowns if it's not going to lead to that big objective.
Mm-hmm. And there currently are not too many big objectives. We are still kind of just waiting. Okay, we're saying, we're being like, what's going on, y'all? A minute till the next Drake. That'll be the second of these Drakes. Oh, we got an engage.
Oh, big damage here. Damage from Sloppy, damage from Benjamin's. Luton taking a big pick there. Wow.
Crazy escape, but might be a bait here. That equalizer was not very good, but it doesn't matter because Jolts is perished.
Yep, Jolts goes down.
And Hat is in melee range.
Spartan has to be careful, really low. Gonna have a hard time trying to find this re-engage here. Meanwhile, the Rift Tower dropped in the mid lane, almost certainly gonna lead to at least something here. It has to be, if not the inner tower, maybe a bit of an engage onto Valko. We'll have to see how that shapes out, but right now, just gonna slam it down mid. Back off a little bit, don't want to take too much damage just yet.
Yeah, okay,
And,
Benjamin's getting... Yeah. Yeah, Benjamin's chunked out super hard, though, which means I think this Drake just goes over to the side of the Scooter shooters. There just is not... There's no HP bars. Jolt does have TP. The Ziggs has TP, and we're going to see that TP come in from Jolts immediately. But we may have caught the Trundle out. At least we're going to force him away. That is a very low health troll for the start of this fight. And now the Siege comp is going to have to show what they're made of here and actually siege into this objective. Because they are not on the draw here.
Now, so, unfortunately, they baited them with that blue buff. That was just bait. Dragon's already gone, and they're just trying to leave. Now, Spartan, he's able to get over the wall, trying to run it down. Happier Cat has to be careful, has to flash out, doesn't have the cage anymore. The ult comes through, but Slappy goes down first. A lot of damage coming through, have to be careful. Valk picks up another as Spartan's now onto the back line. 3 dead so far for Team Griddle as Spartan wants another. One more E, the ultimate onto Solar, going to be able to pick it up. Sly with another trade. It's a 3 for 4 so far, but Sly, the only one not to make it out. Happier Cat and Valka walk away with that dragon and soul point for Scooter Shooters.
Yeah, a very messy fight there, but one that these Scooter Shooters managed to fight their way out of. A lot of good meteors from Cat at the start of that fight, just to kind of chip HP down. You kind of just saw them dropping onto that front line, kind of chipping them out slowly. And I think big credit to Spartan for finding that angle onto the back line. Jolts just got focused down super quickly. I will say very good kind of communication from the Scooter Shooters to just, when the bunny rabbit is there, you kill them to death. I think that's a very advisable choice, very smart decision making. And once Jolts was gone, it is definitely a little bit harder because Jolts is a good amount of that sustained damage and a lot of that sustained burst. So, with Jolts out of the picture, it becomes a little bit easier for people like Spartan to get onto that back line and absolutely erase these gamers. And that is what this Rek'Sai is going to be doing. We have the Eclipse into the Shojins, into the Titanic Hydra, and that is a very powerful 3-item combination there. Trundle going a little bit tankier here with the Deadman's into the Bramble Vest, as Fly has found the exit from the game, which is death as it is. Out just kind of getting caught out on the side completely there. Jolt's gonna try and trade back in mid. We'll see if anything else happens here. I don't think we're gonna start Baron, but we absolutely could with the man advantage, or just look for a fight with it.
Yeah, Jolt's back over the wall. Right now, I mean, it is the pick onto Sly, and without that big poke, you want to look for something. Unfortunately, the damage onto Spartan is just a little bit difficult when that's one of your big diving threats. So I think right now, both teams are just going to kind of angle around it, waiting for something to happen. Neither team really committing to something unless they see a really good angle on it. But this might be what that is. Benjamin's has to be careful, but just getting scared off. And a lot of that's going to be what's happening right now, is a lot of just positioning back and forth, not a whole lot going on. Don't want to risk it too much, but, you know, waiting slowly. Eventually, one team's going to have to pull the trigger, but it might be around the dragon because Soul is up in just 2 minutes. And Scooter Shooters, if they're able to pick that one up, that's going to be a massive benefit.
Yeah, and they're going to be wanting to pick that one up for sure. For the time being, though, the Baron actually still on the board, and that does raise the question of, do we go for the trade here? Do we force the Baron, and so on and so forth? I think at this point, like, you absolutely can just get what you want if you are the Scooter Shooters. You kind of just have to force. For the side of the Griddles, they kind of have to make a tough choice on what they're willing to give up. I will say, you know, Cat is the Cat on the Vagar. The cages have been good in terms of that zoning utility that you really want from the Vagar cage. In terms of kind of looking at some power here, Thornmail was completed. We do have Sly getting absolutely blasted by that Dark Matter Meteor. Will have to recall. Does still have the TP, so this is a Ziggs who has the ability to get back into the fight. 30 seconds on the Drake. Currently, the Griddles have control of the river, but that control is very much going to evaporate as Spartan gets a pick, and Jolts uses ulti there.
Yeah, and Jolt's having to use ulti there, combined with that big pick onto their mid lane. That is a big, big deal. That Ziggs going down, that's the 3-item Ziggs. That was big damage. The Equalizer now comes off to zone them. Let the team manage to find their way back together. Spartan now coming back from spawn. It's going to be very difficult for Griddle to find their way back into this. And they need to, or it's going to be Soul. So have to be very, very careful.
Yeah, and it does not look like they're going to find us. Benjamin gets caught on the side there. Rumble finding one. Good. Oh, he's overheated. Warning, warning, warning.
Yeah, can use the ulti. The team not on Dragon, though, while all this is happening, though. So nothing going to happen just yet. But still, they're going to be going for that very, very soon.
Yeah, and that is okay. Xayah staying up in melee range, luring Trundle in. A fantastic maneuver as Rakan trying to get something, but actually will just end up dead as a doornail. And that is a trade of 1-for-1 here. Meanwhile, Rek'Sai very easily picks that one up, and now none of this is worth it. Oh, dear God.
Oh, my God. Big damage coming through. Yeah, absolutely not worth it. It was jungler for support. Then you also get the soul. Then 2 picks now. Jolt's getting knocked up as he tries to jump away. Spartan going forward onto Solar. The ultimate there. Triple kill. And an ace now for Scooter Shooters, who are open up to do anything that they could ever want. Without the consistent damage, I don't think they're going to quite turn their eyes to Baron yet. But they're going to be marching down mid to open that up. At least inhib tower, if not inhib as well. And with this much gold, with this much power and the soul, you have to imagine a Baron's coming shortly.
Oh, for sure, that Baron is next in line. Our gamers are going to want to pick this up. They're going to want to run home with this if they can make it happen. So, yeah, that is... Yeah, some setup here right now, getting some vision. The Rakan's going to get out. They're going to get good control of this side of the map. It is total darkness for the side of the Griddle. So they're going to be walking into the very dangerous Fog of War. And on the other side, with Spartan on the Rek'Sai, they have that little bit of advantage from her Tremor Sight. So even in the areas where they don't have vision, they do still have vision. And this Baron is just going to get shredded down here. The Griddles just don't want to bother. And Yeah, that's gonna be Jolts. Jolts is here. Jolts is down in the bot side looking at Valka, but the rest of the roster is baroned up. Valka might get picked off though.
Doesn't matter. The second they see that trundle, you have to imagine that they're calling just a hard shove, do something here. Slappy has to be careful. Might have engaged a little too close to the sun, though. Don't really know what the play was there. Meanwhile, in the bot side, it looks like they just sent Jolts back rather than try and fight it, just to make sure that they can defend their own base, because that top tower is about to go down.
Yeah, top tower has perished. Valka looking to just get the wave moving in on bot side. In the mid lane, we have all pretty much only one inner tower left. So I imagine that is going to be where Valka is focused on, as the rest of the team looks towards either the mid lane or the top lane. Going for a classic split here. We'll see if they can make it happen. Should be able to get this inner turret, if nothing else. Just one gamer has to walk up and sneeze at it, and it will fall apart. There it is. Yeah, totally boxed in here. The inhib turret in mid also ended up falling, so that is an open inhib. The base is being knocked on. Those doors are getting beaten down by the side of the scooter shooters. And now it's just kind of up to what can Griddles do to try and survive here. The idea is with this composition, with the poke, we're supposed to be at the situation first and kind of poke out the engage before it can become a problem. But I will say the scooter shooters have been navigating that fairly effectively, keeping their engage tools relatively split, finding as many good angles as they can, and sort of just avoiding the confrontation of we are trying to engage into Ezreal and Ziggs by just not having having a bunch of different angles here, and also just finding people who are walking into melee range of you. I think is very very advantageous.
Yeah, definitely. And we see an engage there. Already 2 kills picked up. Minky and the Benjamins. That front lane now completely evaporated for Team Griddle. The inhibitor going down. This might just be the victory march as we see it. Looking in for more. Jolt, Solar, and Sly desperate to find something. Unfortunately, the engage there. Jolt's immediately going to go down, bursted into the cage. Luton now on to big knockup from Spartan. Didn't matter. Those towers going to fall shortly after the team. Team Griddle completely aced. And Scooter Shooters, 1 or 2 dicey fights, but a pretty dominant game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. The scooter shooters had a very strong showing here. Uh, and I think they absolutely needed to with the composition they had. They really needed to play aggro, play with the gas pedal down the entire as much as they possibly can, and not let that Ziggs or Ezreal get into those positions where they can actually poke out the front line of Rakan and Rek'Sai. I will say just great work from Spartan and Slappy in that one. We saw a little bit of kind of iffy engages from the Rakan, but fortunately, Benjamin's was taking so many iffy engages that it just didn't matter. And I think the biggest weakness, the biggest problem that Griddles ran into was just kind of a lack of, just kind of some poor positioning around the map. They found themselves kind of getting caught out constantly, where there's just like one person who's a little far forward, or one person took the bait and gets picked off, or just somebody's not in the right place at the start of the fight, and it ends up having some disastrous consequences as the game continues. So we'll have to see what they have, what the Griddles can do as they kind of reconvene here, figure out what the game plan is for game 2. As yeah, any thoughts before we get moving?
No, not really. Good play from Team Scooter Shooters. I mean, Griddle, I think the draft was completely fine. I think it was just a lot of misplays. Handing over the early game once again. We know Spartan's a good jungler. I don't want to say handing over because that's kind of dismissing him, but you really have to respect that Rek'Sai, those proactive junglers from Spartan, because he will take over the game if you let him.
Yeah, so they better not let him in game 2, which we're gonna wait to go to the draft to shortly.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back on your draft for Game 2, lower semifinal, Scooter Shooters versus Griddles. You guys know the drill. Bands are mostly the same. We're already in there, and it's Draven first pick for Scooter Shooters. Oh boy, they're feeling themselves.
Yeah, and as we know, it's going to be Draven mid. It's a classic pick for sure. Definitely real and not lying when I say that. Meanwhile, though, we do have Griddles had a little bit of a rough time in the last game. Kind of just a good draft, but maybe just not the best execution on that draft. So we'll have to see what they have in the tank here for game 2. The bans, as you said, are relatively similar, and unlike the wacko Draven pick from the Scooter Shooters, they are staying a bit more standard, looking for that. All right, Xin Zhao and Jinx, just two good champions with good buttons that do tasks. So this opens up the Scooter Shooters here to kind of figure out if they want to pick their support with the Draven now. Do they want to get that pairing, or do they want to kind of just focus on that top side of the map and wait until the second round of picks to actually pair up somebody with that Draven? Because Draven is a champion that really does benefit from a good lane partner, and especially just a lane that is advantageous. If they can get support counter pick, that would be very nice, but I don't necessarily know if that's in the cards this game. The Yakas will get picked up for either top or jungle. And the Leona, okay, that is going to be the pairing here with the Draven, a very strong support. They are absolutely looking to dominate the early game in that bot lane. So somebody's got to protect this Jinx. I feel like you have a few good options. Mr. Braum is available for whatever that's worth. But even like if you really, I feel like Thresh can flay Leona out of her Zenith Blade, but it's going to be Mr. Braum, best champion in the format. So it looks like we're going to see him be tied up at the end of this game as Braum never lose.
Draven, Leona, and Jax. Man, I wonder what we left open that they could play. Surely it will not bite us this time. When picked in the right spots, this champion has not lost a game all split. They just don't learn. We don't learn. Who knows? Maybe Scooter Shooters handed their first loss. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know either. Who knows what they're planning? Only they know, I suppose. And maybe they've got something in the tank that none of us could predict, and our minds will be absolutely shattered here. In any case, we do have a second round of bans. It looks like we're going to see 5 top bans. 5 top bans. 5 top bans. 5 ban jolts. 5 ban jolts.
5 top bans.
5 ban jolts. 5 ban jolts.
5 ban jolts.
5 ban jolts. It'll be funny. 5 ban jolts. It'll be funny.
You gotta say you did it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Mundo could be a jungler. Oh wait, they already have Xin Zhao. Okay, no, it's 5 bans. But we 5 ban jolts. We 5 ban jolts. Goodbye, Jolt.
Worth it.
Die, Jolts.
All right, now watch Griddle through the rest of the draft for no reason.
Yeah, well, sure. Certainly, Jolts has no other picks he can play, right? Well, are there any other champions in the game? I feel like we banned all of them. That is not. Wait, wait a second.
What season is it, dude? This is a pick like 4 years ago.
Are we trying to get Freljord synergy? We need another Freljord for that.
Also, Sejuani into Jax question mark? Into Olaf? Wait, hold.
Wait a second.
What's going on? What is going on?
Are we watching Skibbity Skeletons? What is this Olaf?
We're just running the Sejuani down? What?
That is... very powerful, I think. The aura on that is... Oh my god, and we've picked Aesol. And we're looking at Aesol We're staring at him into his big, beautiful eyes.
Wait, we lock a bunch of stuff in a bomb, and then we have actually good range scaling on a control mage for the late game. We're not throwing by randomly going well, I was about to say Ari's banned, but we're not throwing by what, like randomly going a Syndra or something
Like
for no
Syndra.
reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're actually picking a champion that makes sense in this team comp against their team comp?
huh. That's weird.
That's crazy.
You usually don't see
Surely
that
Griddle
these
don't
days.
just randomly run like some weird like okay, Victor is acceptable.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Victor is a control mage. I think
Okay.
that like the most wacko bozo thing here is the Sejuani. I really don't get that. Like,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they thought the Jax and it was like to not get all in by the Jax. So like if he all ins, you have the passive and then you could just walk away. But I don't know. I'm iffy on it. But honestly, like Griddle don't have a bad composition, right? Like especially in that mid game. You have Victor hitting, your item spikes. You have the Braum being able to back off. Now, super late game, do I think they have the better team fight all in all? Yes, but they do have to be careful about that Aurelion Soul. That can kind of throw a wrench in their game plan. That being said, at least Scooter Shooters, they did not completely throw into the Braum. So they still have their outs. Maybe not as strong as it would have been had they banned that, but 5 banning Jolts is funny, and that's what matters.
I agree. And sometimes the funnier play is the better play. So, great work overall. Really commend these gamers today for 5 banning Jolt. And we'll see. I do really like the pairing of the Asol with the Draven. I like Asol in these kinds of compositions where you know that you're going to have a bit of trouble going into the later stages of the game. So you pick up a champion like the Asol to give you kind of that additional late game win condition that you would not have had otherwise. I think it is very heads up. The Victor should play pretty well into it, though, and I guess it'll come down to can Sly keep the Asol in the trash can for long enough to try and get a window of opportunity where the Scooter Shooters just don't have the power to really cut through. And the Griddles have a very strong front line with the Braum, Sejuani, and Zhao. So it will be very hard for Draven to cut through these champions in the later stages of the game if he does not get hyper accelerated. So I don't know. I really do like both of these compositions. I have my questions, but I think it's better to just not ask questions.
Kat just sent me the DMs between her and Jolts. We have Kat, please don't 5-ban me. My champ pool not good. Curious. If you are, what are you banning? And then Kat goes, what 5 do you love the most? And Jolt says, can I lie? And he's being real. Renekton, Cassante, Rumble, Gnar, and Yorick. And Kat just goes, curious.
Curious.
Hey, there's still some picks open. I feel like the Gnar probably wouldn't have been a good pick here, so I understand that. The Yorick probably not as well. Obviously, the Rumble's already been picked. So I could see it, but yeah, that's... Cat just hates Jolts. This is known.
Yeah,
We all
Cat's
hate
a hater.
We all hate Jolts.
I think that's fair. Jolts is the enemy today, as he is on the team that is no good, very bad. Evil villains. So, anyways, no bias here on the cast. Any closing thoughts before you throw out the break?
Don't think so. I think both these teams have a pretty clear game plan. I think both of them also have a bit of flexibility in how they're playing, how things can go, how they want to play the fight. So I think the big one is obviously just not running it down into Draven. Because if that happens, I mean, Scooter Shooters kind of need to just turn off all of their monitors to lose the game. But, so long as Griddle don't completely run it down, I think we do have a fun game in store for us. But for right now, I think we're going to cut to a short break. When we come back, we will be in game for game 2. Don't go anywhere. Alright, everybody, welcome back into Game 2 for Scooter Shooters versus Griddles, our lower semifinals. Obviously, you can see a little bit of trading going on the mid, just stacking up some Stardust there for Cat early on, and already the fighting has started in the bot lane as expected.
Yeah, as expected. You gotta have some real incredible combat here in the bot lane. Draven is a champion who wants to accelerate and actually may just die, which I think would be very fun.
Yeah, and
Or
we'll
Braum
see though.
dies?
Nope, we're just running it down for no reason.
Oh.
Solar, no more lethal tempo. It's all gone. Yeah, I don't know. We even said it. I'm like, as long as you don't run it down level 1 into Draven, you're probably fine. But no, we just need to die. How are we're dying
Anyways,
to Draven? Playing
can we talk about the fact that this is Xinjia top lane? Have we mentioned this yet? Has anybody
yeah, wait,
noticed?
what the hell?
Has anybody seen this? Xinjia top lane?
Jax, by the way, into Jax.
Yeah. Well,
Who can counter-strike the knockup. And whose entire combo on Xinjia revolves around hitting a W into E for increased attack speed. And all your trading comes from autos. Okay. And he's winning the trades, by the way. He's up HP for some reason.
Well, yeah, of course.
Wait, he has a Doran's ring.
Well, yeah. That's how you get you have more healing now. With your free talents, with your passive.
Right. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And his Audacious Charge has an AP scaling, so...
He's winning. Becky, why is it working?
As predicted. Because Xinjia is actually just a really good top laner, and nobody's brave enough to figure that out.
Wait, did Spartan just walk into the enemy jungle, smite the blue buff, and leave?
Yeah, did he just slowly walk up and down smash that guy?
Did he walk up, smite blue buff, leave, get scuttle for free?
He
awesome.
did just
Amazing.
walk up and down smash. This is gameplay right here. This is fucking gameplay.
Drafts will literally never get old.
We were talking about Mercy killing this match, so you know.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Oh,
already though, in engage though, Spartan goes down, giving double buffs to Jolts. Oh, that's not going to be fun for Valka.
Awesome. We were already losing lane.
Are you sure about the whole Mercy killing thing? I don't know. Spartan has words.
Yeah, and I don't, so... Anyways, we gotta fight.
Okay, a
Draven.
cleanse on to Draven.
Yo, oh my god.
Okay, we're winning.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. I'm sad. It's interesting again. I can't believe that with barrier and flash and exhaust up, we somehow get double killed by the Draven. Oh,
well, yeah,
man.
His aura is insane. His bitch too bad, his swag too different.
Just mind control the enemy bot lane to not use any of their actual combat summoners. Okay.
That's a strategy. So yeah, Draven is very strong. This is what we would call a bad thing for the side of the Griddle's bot lane. But Jolt has double buff, which is quite horrendous for Valka. And oh, that's flash. Wow. Xinjia, Doran's ring Xinjia is crazy, as it turns out.
Yeah. Oh, engage here on the bot side now. Spartans here. The slows come through. Still have flashes, exhausts. We have everything. Okay. We're just dying. Solar taking a lot of damage as well. Gonna hit the barrier, finally. Man. How did Benjamin's die again? This is really, like, I don't know. I feel like I feel like after a certain point, it's a little bit inexcusable that we're just like dying with exhaust up. We're not using anything. We're running Guardian too instead of like Unsealed, so it's not like it's not like we're
Saving it for
replacing it or
next game?
anything. Yeah, like
Doing it for the next game.
I,
You got a problem?
I don't know. I do have a problem. It's depressing to watch.
Yeah, no, we kind of
They're butchering my champion. They're butchering the nutty, disgusting, overpowered champion. 0-3 on Braum. They should be winning these fights.
Yeah, I think just from that initial fight that went so sideways, they've not really been able to find much of anything, really. On the top side, though, Jolt is getting quite a bit of damage here. Yak-S is trading back, but I think the Xin Zhao just wins.
Oh,
yeah, that is Ignite Xin Zhao, by the way. This is
all right.
This is
yeah, the
Ignite
top lane
on
Ignite
Xin
Xin
Zhao.
Zhao is in fact pulling away the only 2 kills on the team. The person keeping this in this game is in fact Jolt Xin Zhao top lane. Maybe Jolt has a wider championship pool than he gives himself credit for. I don't know.
Yeah, that or this is like truly the bottom of the barrel. Like we're just picking a champion that Jolts has played when he gets filled like jungle. And it's like, oh, I played Xin Zhao. Yeah, that's I play this champion. So in any case, taking a look kind of at some lane states here. In the bot lane, they're getting kind of pushed in right now. Draven does not have a completed. Okay, Sejuani finding a great pick.
Yeah, big pick right now on the cat is going to be a big deal, especially with this topside fight. But Sly has to be careful, just getting run down by the Ragnarok, and Sly unable to get out there.
Yeah, good response by Spartan there. I will say great ulti from the Sejuani, landing that onto the Asol, trapping him over the wall, just getting a good pick on the side there, catching Asol on the roam. But Spartan did get a good response, was able to pick up Sly, so both junglers getting one, both junglers setting up a kill, Spartan getting one for themselves, whereas Sly picked up the kill in mid with the laser, and actually is doing quite well for themselves overall, just with CS and overall in the lane being a bit more successful than the Asol has been, but, you know, that's not too surprising, all things considered, as some vision going out, just going to figure out where Sejuani is. We have about 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the next Drake. Jinx has opted to complete the tier 2 boot, which will sort of delay her first real item. Meanwhile, the Draven does have that BF sword. He is absolutely looking to finish his first big item relatively soon. And if he can cash that in before the Drake, that is going to be huge for the side of the Scooter Shooters. A one-item Draven over pretty much everyone else is absolutely diabolical. Speaking of one item, the Olaf has completed the Hex Plate, as we have a response gank in mid.
Yeah, running down. Now the return kill, Valka flashing forward onto Sly, who's going to answer with a flash of his own to get out of there. Minky has to be careful, though. Spartan picks up another kill with a full Hex Plate, too. Wants to save that Ragnarok, especially with the Dragon coming up in a minute 30. You can see now this is the full power of the Draven, just bullying the enemy under tower. Okay, one still managing to get the kill is absolutely insane. Probably not great to give the shutdown over to the Jinx. That being said, again, Flash Ignite and ult from Leona, and we're focusing on a control word.
Well, of course.
Eyes are shut. Jolt's
yeah,
just dead.
All supports aren't real. Spartan absolutely putting on a clinic this game as well, just being where he needs to be, getting these laners in positions where they are not prepared, and making the most of it, as we do have the Sejuani ulti. Is going to be not thrown out, as just no HP, no abilities up for Sly means that that return gank is not going to amount to anything. is not even a gank. It's just Sejuani showing up and, standing there menacingly. As we do have the Blackfire Torch was completed by Sly in the mid lane. Did TP back. This Asol is looking really worse for wear here. Chunked out already pretty significantly, and no TP, and still not at that first item yet. So looking a little bit dangerous for the Asol in mid, but as always, Asol is an inevitability. So we'll see if it... fortunately, the Draven is very strong, and this Olaf is very strong, so the early to mid game is actually in a pretty good spot for the Scooter Shooters. It's just going to be a matter of, can they keep that momentum going for long enough to get Asol out of this early game deficit to have that kind of late game power, because they're going to need that to fight into late game Jinx and Victor, as a great flash here is going to set up a Draven fight, he's getting shut down.
Yeah, and it's the Draven that goes down first. Now the Ragnarok pop, it's going to be Spartan in the back line as a trade on to Benjamin's. Now it's Slappy alone, trying to find the engage down, being able to flash out, getting a lot of damage onto Solar. Happier Cat does still have the Skies to send. But the Dragon is going to go over to Scooter Shooters, finally using it, forcing out Solar, who is barely alive on just a little sliver. It's going to be a 1-for-1, but they are able to get the Dragon off it, so I'd say that's probably a worthwhile trade.
I would agree. That feels pretty worth it to me. Getting that Drake there for themselves. So, kind of looking around, trying to...
I was just going to say, it's like... Right now, the top laners have kind of just been chilling with each other. They've come down a little bit, but, like, this is kind of the classic top lane situation of, like, kills happened. Okay, now everyone on the map is going to go, play the actual game, and you get to just play 2xKO up there in your little 1v1 for the next, like, 20 minutes.
And I think that's beautiful. I think that's wonderful, and I'm so glad, personally.
Top lane the way Mark Merrill intended.
Yeah, this is true, like... Sigma male top lane gameplay, as the rest of the map is looking pretty good for the side of the Scooter Shooters, or at least in their favor right now. Obviously, the bot lane is hugely in favor of the Scooter Shooters. This Jinx still has not even completed first item due to getting that tier 2 boots a little bit earlier. Meanwhile, Draven has completed that Bloodthirster and is very much now in a point where the bullying will commence on any and all nearby targets. And really it's going to come down to what can the rest of the Griddle's roster do to try and help this team out? Like, what are they capable of doing to try and get this bot lane this bad spot? A great dodge from Cat with that Asol flight to get away from the Sejuani ulti. A little bit of an X-Smithy right there as okay, we do have a fight.
Yeah, spotted the potential dive now. Huge ultimate from Cat though. Gans lands a triple stun. The ultimate comes through from the Draven, able to pick up some kills. And a beautiful exchange there. 2 for nothing. Probably going to land onto a bot lane tower now as well. Really nice play from Scooter Shooters there.
Yeah, Scooter Shooters doing what they needed to do on that pick. Finding themselves into the bot lane, getting a great dive with the Olaf, who is, again, very far ahead. Sejuani without ulti makes her a little bit less effective. She is going to dive over the wall here. Try and fight the Draven out. Leona is around. Here comes the Mega Death Rocket. Will not connect. And now Draven's in the driver's seat. Will he be fine, though? Braum does not
still alive.
Help out. Yeah, Draven lives. He is A-okay. No ulti to secure any of those low health kills, but I think he is fine just, like, living, I feel.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have the ult, but also... Sly has ultimate. I feel, and Flash, like, I feel like the Draven could have died there if we just exhausted him. Please, at some point, someone exhaust the Draven.
Nope.
Benjamin
Nah.
going for the fight
Nope.
now. Engaged. Spartan now running down Solar. Has to be careful. And we exhausted the Ragnarok.
Oh
Olaf.
my
Okay.
god. Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay. Hey, we gotta shut down
good.
onto our mid laner at least.
Look, he's only can't be CC'd if you believe what Riot is telling you, and rather than believing what you see with your own eyes.
If you
which
are
is the
pure of
exhaust
heart, the exhaust
particle.
will work on the Olaf.
Yeah, they just weren't pure of heart. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate that we have to learn that here on stream, but you know, so it goes.
This guy's just had to pick up the Sejuani as well. I don't know. After a certain point, it's like I don't want to be flaming someone this much, but man, it's
Now
a
let
fed
it fly.
Olaf. It's a fed Olaf and Draven, and we're building fucking Merc treads, man. Like,
Wait, we're building Merc treads for who? For what CC? We got
a real player. Like I can't, man. We don't read our items. We don't read like. Okay, fed Draven, Olaf, Jax, and we're building Merc treads for what Leona's done.
Yeah, because Leona's going to be targeting you, Mr. Braum. That's what Leona's going to do with her CC. She's going to target you. Yeah, great
I know,
plan.
like, and I know, like, we're probably going Lockout, which is stock standards, so, like, whatever, man. But, like, no Thorn Mail, no nothing, no Armor Sack, man. Like, I don't... This isn't even, like, a Braum issue at this point. Like, I'm not even trying... I gotta flame a little bit at this point. Like, this is just a pilot. Like, come on, Benjamin. It's like, what are we doing? Like, Griddle are out if they lose this, by the way. Like, if they lose this series, they're gone. It's done. It's over. The season's wraps. Like, they gotta lock in.
Yeah, bro is AI generating his build right now, is all I gotta say. It's just, he's hallucinating this game. This is truly an AI hallucination, is what I'm seeing on the Rift right now. But that is, you know, it's, I'm sure it's still okay as...
You know, I'm actually thinking because of the teams that stack magic resist, I'm wondering if he's like using that like weird like the Xpetu like win association thing where it just tells you to build like what the highest like difference in win rate per built item is, and it's saying Merc treads because Merc treads really good into like if you're going Braum into a bunch of like magic stacking teams and you build Mercs, it's probably like the highest win rate, but like I don't know, or maybe it's just like a pro builds thing. I don't know. Like I feel like it's just a website copying at that point, because like I feel like if you're using your brain even a little bit, you see a bunch of auto attackers that do attack damage, and you're like, ah, yes, surely the armor boots that reduce all auto damage by 12% is not good here. Okay,
but we aren't
going
using
forward.
our brain.
Has to use the flash. Super Mega Death Rocket. Gonna connect, but it's not quite enough damage. Now on the top side, has to be careful. Minky's getting run down by the Olaf here. The stun finally going to come through, but it's going to be too little too late. Benjamin's ticking down with the Ignite, and it's going to be Valka to pick up that kill. 2 down so far, double tanks now, and the Rift Herald is up, so I'd imagine Scooter Shooter's just going to run their way over to that, pick that up. Soul in 3 minutes, another 3 Draken game for Scooter Shooters, and this time Griddle weren't even able to take one off the board for them.
Yeah, so this is going to be a Soul in the future here if they cannot be stopped. Jolts with the Xin Zhao ulti, the Crescent Guard will be guarded here. Draven will drop, but that is fight continuing.
Yeah, I mean, the shutdown comes through. Sly will lose his life for it. Solar has to be careful, flashing forward onto Happier Cat. Unfortunately, Happier Cat does get the flashback. Honestly, I think if Solar got the kill there, the Get Excited could kite back towards Benjamin's MK, and they might have been able to win that. But, I mean, honestly, I don't really blame him for the desperation play at this point. It's kind of cooked. Jolts has tried his hardest, so is Sly, but man, this bot lane is really not giving you much to work with here.
It's a bit of a shame, for sure. Bit of a disaster, but yeah, it's kind of all in the pocket. It's all in the hands of Jolts and Sly here. This Jinx is so catastrophically far behind that I think, you know, by the time Jinx even gets close to being a threat, the ASOL will have entered godlike status, but maybe we just end
huge
up.
Aurelion
Oh
Soul
my
ultimate. The
goodness!
skies descend onto 4. Happier Cat with 2. Spartan with 2. The Barons up. Griddle just wiped off the face of the planet, and honestly, Sly's really trying, but that fight's going to be a Baron, probably immediately translated into a Dragon. Now Falca trying to fight in the bot lane, going on to Sly, flashing forward. If Sly's not careful, Valka could take this one too, landing a beautiful stagger just in time for the Dragon. Not quite going to be able to finish off the kill there, though, as Sly's forced back. And yeah, I mean, they're going to have one more chance at this Dragon, right? But I feel like if you give up Soul, that's really all she wrote. Scooter shooters are gonna just run away. I mean, at this point, it's so hard. You have the ASOL, 2 items, probably working on a 3rd. Fedraven. Jolt's gonna manage to get the TP, try and find a return, but Slappy's already there to dissuade them. Happier Cat 2 does not have the TP, so has to be careful, especially with that mana, especially with the Dragon up in just a little bit, but might just be sticking around. They might just try and buy time at this point. Maybe baiting? Jolt stunned up, Falca's here. Slappy going in, taking a lot of damage here. Might have screwed the pooch on this one, I don't know. Getting a giant CC chain, going down, and Solar manages to get the reset. They might just have to give Dragon for this.
Yeah, it looks like they are going to lose the Drake here.
Maybe not.
Unless Spartan goes for something.
In. Yeah, walking on the backside. They're going to give the Dragon up, it looks like. Solar now getting excited, lots of damage down though, but they're still winning the fight. The Draven just does so much damage. The Jinx though, excited, 1 kill, has to focus it down. The knock up here onto Happier Cat, 1 more. Solar still doing damage, but unfortunately the Draven's just a little bit too strong. Sly not quite able to deal with it as Valka lands the stun. Sly goes down, 2 members still alive as Solar's getting chased down by Brad Kaczynski. Eventually gonna have to run himself into the tower, managed to get an execute, but unfortunately, it's just a little unfortunate. Valka able to get that mid tower, probably another one. The bot lane getting pushed in as well, and while they might not have gotten the Dragon for that, that's pretty much an ace. Multiple towers, multiple objectives, still with a massive, almost 10,000 gold lead at this point. Scooter shooters not leaving a lot of wiggle room for Griddle.
Yeah, Griddle, Arges, they are very much out of this game, and that means they kind of have to start thinking about, well, what do we do to try and claw back here and get that reverse sweep going? Because clearly, like the Xin Zhao Jolts pick was not a great experiment. It looked good in the early game for sure. But why am I even talking about Jolts? This is not on Jolts. This game is absolutely kind of on just a snowball in the bot lane that has been converted successfully by the side of Scooter shooters. So
yeah, it's an avalanche
I feel like,
at this point.
Yeah, it is truly an avalanche, and I think like if the side of the Griddles were able to kind of start clawing it back in the next game, they really kind of just need to play a little bit smarter, find maybe just like a winning bot lane. I think that their bot lane has been a huge pain point in this series. We have Solar on their lonesome.
Yeah,
Drake
engage,
is not
unfortunately.
here.
Yeah, the star wasn't. I saw a big lineup, but Happier Cat got stunned right before being able to pull that one off, and that's bad. Sly, last hope, getting a lot of damage down, able to do a ton here. The reset's coming through. Valka trying to jump on that back line, but he wasn't able to find Sly, and that's really the important pick here. Lots of damage coming through. The front line just melting, though, and unfortunately, the Draven has joined the fight. Brad Kaczynski running it down, getting the Jinx. Not quite able to get Sly as he backs out here, but again, it really does feel like Sly against the world this game. It's just not quite able to get the damage through. Just so much health, so many health bars, so tanky. It's very difficult at this point. I really don't know what else. Finally, we're going, Bramble Vest, maybe building into a Thorn Mail, at 25 minutes when we're on 10,000 gold down and it doesn't really matter anymore. But that's there, sure. Why not? I do like the Frozen Heart from Jolts, I'm going to be honest. But again, I feel like it's really like Jolt's pretty even, kind of ahead for a lot of this game, but it's just, you don't have people to follow up on, unfortunately. It just feels really difficult when, you know, you can buy so much time, you can really try this, but in the end, if your carries aren't able to find the kills, find the damage, it's very difficult. And right now, it's really the Jinx that's not able to, right? Working on that third item, it's going to be the Lord Dominic's, not even getting the Infinity Edge at this point. I mean, if you're not even having the Infinity Edge on your third item, I feel like the game's just ending before you get there, and I don't think it's on a good way for Griddle.
Yeah, so it's yeah, not being able to get that Infinity Edge. The Jinx already was doing no damage and is going to be doing even less than no damage, but fortunately, Cat has once again. Okay, scooter shooters. Let's step into my office just real quick. I just want to talk. What are we doing? What are we doing? We can just play as a team and win the team fights with the Draven. It's fed. If we all play with the Draven, then Draven does damage. But if we don't play near the Draven, then the Draven doesn't do damage.
I was about to say, if our Draven just decides to randomly clear mid alone for no reason, with Soul coming up in 20 seconds, we already know that we're split pushing because our Draven, our Jax is in the top side, and our mid laner gets caught out. Like, okay, another fight for Griddles. I mean, again, you know, they fought back, but it hasn't really felt like Griddle playing well. You know what I mean? It's more like scooter shooters. Just like, why are you playing up there?
Yeah, it's
oh, they don't even care about the dragon. They don't give a crap about the soul at this point. Benjamin's goes down. Ninky has to be very careful. The ult comes through. The Ragnarok Sly just getting absolutely run down now as Spartan picks up the kill. Another onto the Sejuani. Jolt's still there. Has to desperately find something. Eventually going to go down to Cat as Spartan pushes out this mid wave, just trying to get the waves in. And it's just Solar left alive. They could kind of just end the game here. Yeah, finally realizing it. At any point if Solar gets jumped on, I feel like that's just game over now. Trying desperately to clear the waves, trying to get a kill, trying to find something. Does some decent damage to Velka now. Finally, Happier Cat's there, though. The ultimate comes through. The stun onto Solar, who's not quite able to... wait, no, is able to get out. We're just leaving our mid laner here. The reset comes through.
What?
Jax has to back. Does still have the TP from the top lane quest, but I think they took it too slow. I think they took too long on that one.
Yeah, no, they were too slow. You can't really afford to wait that long. And they kind of just also weren't necessarily all playing it together. They weren't necessarily playing kind of at the same pace. So they do get sort of just punished for that. But I feel like, you know, at least that's like manageable. That kind of they mostly are just kind of delaying the inevitable, which at a bare minimum is kind of annoying. But that's really about it, as Olaf is on their own, and
okay. Once again, just walking up alone for no reason. Solar going in, manages to land the ultimate. Red Resistance goes down. Happier Cat has to be careful. Sky's Descent gonna come up, but the resets are coming through. Maybe to try and do that. Are we gonna base race it? No, Sly's gonna go back to deal with Valka, but I mean, yeah, I guess capitalize while you have the chance. Sure, if scooter shooters are gonna hand over objectives to you, you might as well take them.
Oh no!
Happier Cat, the stun comes through. No, wait, is Happier dead? No way. No way. No. Wait a sec.
Oh no.
There's no shot. Surely.
Oh no.
I don't know if they have the damage. I don't know if they have the objective damage.
No, they might not. No, yeah.
They don't have the waves, yeah. I was about to say, maybe if the Jinx had her IE at this point, but no, just not enough. But, okay. Scooter shooters? This game is like actually winnable now for Griddle.
We're
Like, this game
so
is
back.
very winnable.
We never left, y'all. We never left.
That being said,
We are
wait, now
so
they all
back.
have to reset and we just get a free Baron, right? Can we stop doing blue buff for no reason? Draven?
We're doing blue buff for no
Draven?
reason. We're doing blue buff
Draven?
for no reason. Yeah,
And
we're
Braum?
doing blue buff for no reason.
Okay, our
Wait,
Jax is
is there a
clearing mid. But just take the Baron, dude.
Nope. No.
Okay.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
Doesn't matter.
Nope.
They're not fast enough anyway. Cool.
Don't matter.
You just get it no matter what. Alright.
Cool.
Surely we're smart about this, and we don't just randomly ARAM it down mid into the 4-item victor.
I think it's time we
Gold
ARAM
lead-
it down mid. I think this is a good opportunity to ARAM it down mid into the 4-item victor, personally.
I mean, like, the gold leads are still ahead, but again, things are evened up close enough where it's like, you will just win fights if you're not smart about it. So, you know, they have to be really careful at this point. Braum also getting a frozen heart for some reason. I really... Man, it's too late in the game to care about that. You're not stopping the Olaf is really the only one you're playing frozen heart to. Who has the unstoppable. I'm just gonna stop looking at this Braum builds. It's hurting me,
Yeah.
basically.
Look, I just stopped looking at like the lower like fourth of the screen. I just don't think it's necessary
I just stopped
anymore.
looking at like the lower like 90% of my screen. If you only look at the scoreboard, you can never be disappointed in the gameplay.
Sure. The crazy thing is,
Everything just looks like the LPL. If you only look at the scoreboard. Alright, stun comes through, but it's only onto Jolts. Unfortunately, not a great target to hit. Sloppy taking a lot of damage, has to be careful. The Jinx does do quite a lot of damage now. We are on the 4 items there. I can't speak. Effectively, so Big Skies Descend though. Catches all the carries. Solar goes down. Sorry, the Braum goes down. Solar caught in the blast though, has to be careful as Jolts gets picked up as well. Solar firing back though, Slappy managing to find the stun on the Solar, but the resets have come through, but the Draven ult is so big onto the back line. Solar and Sly get annihilated. Minky getting run down as well. And as much as Griddle tried to fight back, as much as Scooter Shooters tried to throw, eventually they will win. That game only took 33 minutes, but it felt like it took years off of my life.
Yeah, I don't think either team deserved to win that. Is that cruel to
honestly,
say?
No, I mean, at this point, it's one of those things where you just look at it and you go, you know, oh man, this team played so well. This team played, you know, this was really good. No, I don't know what just happened. That was really just depressing to watch from all angles. Finally, a team won, but it didn't. I don't think either of them deserved it. That being said, I actually think Cat played well, all things considered. So did Spartan. Spartan's been playing well all series, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it largely just comes down to gotta clean up that late game. Can't just let everything fall to the wayside. Can't just stop playing intelligently. Like, even though you may like it feels like the game's in the bag and like realistically it is, you still have to actually end the video game. And that requires defeating your opponent and not just randomly getting picked off on a side lane or in the mid lane or just away from your team. So hopefully we can see some of that cleaned up by the Scooter Shooters if they want to close this out. But for the side of the Griddles, they did have some sparks of life there towards the end of the game, but they really got to clean up those early stages if they want to have a chance to actually turn this series around.
Yeah, and we'll see if they're able to. I mean, all things considered, they could have won that last game. I think if a couple of better macro decisions were made in the later game, if a couple of better micro plays were made in the early game, especially. But it didn't feel impossible, which is insane to say, by the way. Like that, it should have, but you know, it didn't. So you know, maybe there's still hope, but we're gonna have to wait until Game 3 to see it. For right now, we're going to cut it to a short break. When we come back, we'll be in draft for Game 3 to see if Scooter Shooters will take it or if Griddle will make their comeback. Don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into Draft for Game 3. Scooter Shooters versus Team Griddle. Scooter Shooters up 2-0 right now. We'll see if they can try and take it in a 3-0 victory, or if Team Griddle are going to be able to make a comeback. So far, I'm going to be completely honest, it doesn't look great for Team Griddle. The last two showings have not given me a lot of confidence for their ability.
Yeah, no, they have had some bright spots for sure. It's not like it's been completely hopeless for them, but they absolutely have been getting just kind of the runaround in this series, sort of just not able to convert, not able to really fight it out. They had, they made good on some picks in the last game, but making good on some picks is, something that any team can do if they're, aware of what's going on around them. However, you got to have a better early game. You got to play better in the early to mid game. Don't let the scooter shooters get those free advantages that they can then use to snowball them into being allowed to make mistakes, which is what we saw last game. As we jump into the picks here, still are 3 top lane bans. We're going to see 5-ban Jolts again, for sure. Smudler, what if that's Smudler top, actually? Think about it. Into Shen, think about it.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked at this point. I highly doubt it, though, so we'll see. Volibear locked in. That could be a Jolts champ.
Yeah, definitely could be. We're actually just going to assume every champion is going to be played by Jolts. After the Xin Zhao, like, I don't know what to believe
We get into
anymore.
game, holy shit, 5 Jolts. They cloned him. That's the way they won the game.
That actually is a good strategy, I think.
I think that's debatable,
a
but
bad strategy.
I would say,
there are worse
given the current
strategies.
state of things, it might be better than what they're running right now.
Yeah, and the Gragusti is being pulled out here. So that's interesting. I imagine that is going to go jungle, but could go support.
Yeah, I mean, Gragas is kind of a known Spartan champ, so I feel like that's probably going. Like, I know for a fact that Spartan plays quite a bit of Gragas, so I'd be kind of shocked if he didn't end up going into the jungle. We are going to see the Soraka locked in as well. Certainly interesting here. I like the silence. Into the Corki, though, is a bit interesting.
Yeah, not really sure what the Soraka kind of... He can heal up from poke, which is nice into the Corki. But there really isn't a whole lot of value she gets from her other abilities in this lane. And Corki has some pretty reliable burst that can theoretically overpower the Soraka healing in the right situation. So I wonder if I don't know if we're going to see top lane bans, because I think looking at where the champions are now, they might suspect that Jolts has already picked his gamer, which I don't know. We have the Silas, 2 mid lane bans taken away from Cat here. And yeah, it looks like we're targeting more mid lane, I guess.
I like the
Granted,
Silas
they're both
ban, though.
mages that could go top. Yeah, the
I like the
Silas
Silas
ban.
ban. Like, you want more good ultimates combo, like with the Gragas barrel, you have the Shen ult. Like, I really like that play here. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think that both of these are AP options that can flex. So taking them out forces maybe a bit more of a standard game plan from Griddles rather than some shenanigans. As speaking of shenanigans, are we cranking it? Is it time to crank?
Are we straight
Crank
cranking
to
it?
high voltage?
I mean, I like it here. There's a lot of really great hook targets that have a pretty difficult time actually getting out once they get hooked, so...
Yeah, I mean, we aren't changing.
Straight cranking
Yeah,
it,
that's a
baby.
lot. I mean, Crank is very nice into Soraka because you absolutely guarantee a if you get the Soraka with the hook in lane, that is a huge burst combo that she has absolutely no ability to respond to. And with how horrendously Griddles have been playing in that support role, I think it makes sense to try and, brutalize that gamer a little bit more. As the Nico will round out this pick, that is a cat pick through and through. So I wonder what Griddles is thinking about. Yep, that's going to be their um
Sure. I mean,
top
unironically,
lane?
this could be Jace jungle, but
Yeah, it could be. It could be volley top Jace jungle.
I don't know. Given the last couple of games in bot lane, I don't know if I like this comp. Knowing that Blitzcrank is still here, I think it's quite difficult. I think Scooter Shooters have a really good comp. Griddle, they have decent poke, I guess. The Smolder can scale. I don't know. I feel like they just kind of get completely rolled and blown up, though, if Scooter Shooters played even decently well.
yeah, this is a composition that I think just takes a little too long to come online, and is also a little bit too fragile. So it's a team with very high aggro, high tempo, like the Gragas, Blitz, Corki, and Nico here. All of them are really looking to kind of just play full throttle in these fights and just kind of run at you and run you down. And I just don't think that I agree that I don't think that the Griddles necessarily have a whole lot to kind of protect them from that. They have the Emperor's Divide to peel, but they're also kind of just lacking in CC in general. Like they have one stun. They have Volibear, and that's
Yeah,
like
that's not a
it.
lot of consistency.
It is gonna be really difficult to stay on top or just kind of stop the scooter shooters in their tracks. But if you're kind of just letting the scooter shooters approach you and engage themselves onto you, maybe it's fine. But then you have to try and fight them. And I just don't know if they have the HP bars to survive through like the opening onslaught of the Gragas Corky Nico. I feel like there's just so much damage there that any of Smolder, Soraka, Azir, or even the Jace will just get picked up and blown away. And that is four prime targets to get hooked as well. Really, only the Volibear is that's four characters that you are okay hooking. And it's really just Volibear where you're like, oh man, I really didn't want to hook that guy. And yeah, it's I don't know. It certainly could work because they do still have win conditions. They do still have the Smolder. They still have a lot of late game power. And Soraka, we've seen do so much in the right situation, but I don't know if this is that situation. I think there's just too much pressure that Soraka doesn't have protection for to keep her safe. She is a sitting duck in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. This all feels like a really great way to just get jump scared by Blitz every time you ever have to walk into Vision ever.
Yeah, he's gonna jump out. It's like and then a hook lands on you, and you vaporized. You're evaporated live on screen. It's perhaps not ideal, but who knows? Maybe the scooter shooters throw enough that Smolder goes online and just 1v9s. That's realistic, right? That's a game plan?
I mean, based on what happened last game, I would say there are worse game plans.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can play it out. So we're going to go through to a quick break. When we come back, we'll be in on the Rift for Game 3 of our series. Will we see the start of a reverse sweep, or will the Scooter Shooters close it out decisively? See you in a few minutes.
All right, everybody, welcome back onto the Rift for Game 3. Scooter Shooters versus Griddles in our lower semifinals. We finally come to a head. It is match point for Scooter Shooters. And with this comp, they're putting themselves in a good position to win. It just depends on if they can execute it or not. Especially after some of the questionable decisions last game. I wouldn't put it past them to throw, but hopefully they're able to finish this one out, give us an early bedtime, and secure themselves a spot in the lower in the lower finals to face Skibidi Skeletons, who have already secured their spot in the grand finals just 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, and that is going to be a bit of a battle here. At the very least, the Scooter Shooters have a bit more respect for their opponent. They aren't just picking their favorite champions here in Game 3, or just picking whatever feels funniest. Granted, there are still some goofy things. Crank is always exciting to see, for sure. But, overall, pretty standard from both teams, playing pretty seriously here, as Valka, unsurprisingly, kind of just gonna get weak-sided here, gonna get brutalized. But Shen is a weak-side warrior of weak-side warriors, so yeah, not too surprising that we are just going to kind of let the Shen get abused and brutalized and actually get first blood. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. Shen is the greatest champion to ever set foot onto the Rift.
Yep, of all time. We just turned that. Why not? 1v1 goes down, and it's Valka who comes out on top. First blood to the Shen. The Ignite Shen, by the way, because not only do you have your ultimate, you now have TP off of the top lane quest, which means you really do not need TP on Shen anymore. Unfortunately, though, the TP back from Jolts means that with that wave crash, it's going to be a bit rough once Valka gets back. Might have gotten the first kill, but the wave's not going to be in a great spot, and you can already see Minky up here for the crab. I'm kind of surprised. If I was Minky, I'd, grab that crab, try and just stop Valka on his way back to the tower, see if I could get some damage down, or maybe stop him with both sums. I feel like that would be a very interesting play to make, but not going to do it. Just going to head off towards mid, where Cat has been walking up, getting some good damage down.
Yeah, no flash on the Nico.
Be careful, Minky. Just walking it out, and it's going to be Spartan right here in the bush. Playing it safe. Minky not walking in, knows what could happen. This has already happened before, so don't want to risk it again. Now we're going to have Spartan walk up, go for the Q, and it's Sly who goes down. Now root onto Minky to stop it with the flash forward for the trade. Still, though, putting mid lane into a really good position. It's 1 kill to 1 kill on the junglers, and Cat's going to have a nice little mid lane advantage.
Yeah, a very small advantage for sure, but an advantage nonetheless here in the mid lane for Cat. And Cat's laning has not necessarily been as good as Sly. Granted, there have been so the matchups haven't been super amazing. There's do have a gank coming in here, Crank in danger. Never mind. Nice. We have burned Flash. So Crank,
I like that though.
Yeah, Crank no longer has Flash, but in many ways Hex Flash is actually better than regular Flash. So it's actually potentially advantageous here. And importantly, Valkyrie, Bread Krasinski still has Flash there. Did not have to blow it in that skirmish. So they will get back to lane here, gonna get back at full health, and realistically, not a whole lot obtained by that gank, but also not a whole lot lost. So things staying pretty even here in the bot side. Smolder down in CS, which is not too surprising. Having to play respectfully of the Blitzcrank Corki damage dealing. Corki opting in for the Cole here alongside the tier. So kind of delaying a little bit of early power to get that Cole, get that extra gold from it, realizing this is going to kind of be a very passive lane. And I mean, into the Soraka, not too surprising that it's a bit of a passive lane. You're relying a lot on your Crank to land hooks, and Slappy has not necessarily been landing them. So, yeah, you kind of just wait for the opportunity to present itself, as the Shen is going to get brutalized up here at least a little bit. Does still have that refillable potion, so will be okay here. Does have the Tiamat as well, which is very nice. Allows Shen to not be stuck on waves for an eternity. Shen famously is a champion that needs a wave clear augmenting item. We're going to see a die.
Oh, yeah, Minky's up here. Does have the ultimate, too, so has to be careful. Just going to die, jump away, though. Valka walking it out. Yeah, maybe a little questionable to just go through a lane for that one. Meanwhile, a return gank onto the bot side. They're onto the Soraka.
Oh my
Knockups
goodness.
everywhere. The damage is massive, and the Benjamins goes down. Solar getting a couple stacks as a trade, but not quite worth it. Once again, Scooter Shooters in a prime position here in the early game.
Yeah, it's a similar story as the last two games, where the Scooter Shooters just have a very dominant early game presence across the map, off the back of Spartan, sort of just being a really good early to mid game enabler in the jungle here. I will say there was a little bit of a funny interaction there, where the Gragas ultimate was perfection, but the Soraka got interrupted from flying back fully by the Blitz knockup, which didn't actually change anything there in terms of the Soraka still like being dead. But if nothing else, it was at least like a little funny. But looking at kind of the state of the lanes here, and state of kind of these neutral objectives, the first Drake did go over to the side of the Scooter Shooters. We have about 3 minutes till that next one, as Valka is in danger.
Yeah, and goes down for it. Schultz picking up a solo kill up there. I guess one fight just too many. Valka got a little bit carried away there and will get taken out by Jolts. Meanwhile, a 1v1 in the mid lane. Cat getting some good damage down on the slide. Knocks her right back into the tower. But both members just going to walk away now. Slappy here to join up. Spartan here trying to get Jolts, who does have the flash. Has to be careful of that. The damage comes through, but flashing probably a little bit too early. He got scared, bro. He got scared.
Yeah, that's aura. That's aura right there. That was the
dude. The fat guy just walked up to him and he had to flash. He got scared.
Yeah, I mean, would you? I would. That man's dangerous. He's gonna bomba you. He's gonna hit you with the dark force.
Not quite landing the blitz hook there. Dragging up in two.
I mean we haven't
been
landing any, so it's okay.
Yeah, we got some stuff happening. I mean, look, we might not be landing a ton of hooks, but we're still up by like 20 CS, so I think, 14.
Yeah, it's not
quite,
about,
but still good.
The truth of Crank is that the threat of the hook is as dangerous as the hook itself. So even if you miss every single hook, you are still hitting like mental hooks into your opponent, where the fear of getting hooked is wouldn't have even been a good hook to hit. Throw it for no reason. Well, in any case, that's a reset for that bot side there. Volibear on the top side, picking up the Grubbins for the side of Griddles. So that is going to be 3 Grubbins going over to the Griddles, as Spartan did show on bot side. So that's not necessarily going to be those early neutrals going to get traded there. Second Drake is coming up in about a minute. Corki and Blitz on a favorable recall there, as Greg is looking for something. Does have the cast. Okay, will not get anything.
Yeah, but I mean, Grub's going over to Griddle. You know, seemings like that's kind of just been the story of this whole series. Cat gonna land the ult onto both, knocked away by the ultimate. The damage comes through. Emoting just a little bit too early. The Shen ult comes through to try and back it up, and an amazing Soraka ult keeps Sly alive through that fight.
And, okay.
Oh, Brent Kaczynski's here. Sly taking a lot of damage, not quite going to go down right now. Beautiful zone from Shen to keep the team alive. Brent Kaczynski manages to get another kill as well. Still now extending that gold lead, 1K for Scooter Shooters. And I don't know. This is seeming a lot like game 1, if we're being honest.
Yeah, then the story of the series continues here, where the Griddles, they get something good. They get themselves an advantage, and then they kind of just stay a little bit too long. A great pick there from Spartan. A fantastic body slam followed up by Valka. Jolts just had no idea that that was about to happen to him, and that is keeping this Jace in the dumpster. But to what I was saying, it's similar to what we saw in the previous two games, where the Griddles, they'll get something, they'll get a win for themselves, or some kind of advantage, and then they just stay too long, or they overcommit to something, and they get punished by a roam from the side. In this case, it was a roam from the bot lane, as Slappy and Bread Kaczynski both arrived into that mid lane, and McKinney just kind of stayed way too long, stayed way too far forward, and the HP bars were low. It was certainly close, and we let him go. We did it.
We did it. We did it. Will it lead to a kill? It looks like it will. Minky Bro desperately going down the heels, keeping him alive, but eventually Spartan will pick it up. Benjamin's following shortly thereafter. Solar trying desperately to get something here. Gonna be forced to flash the hook, but now Sly's on the flank. Gonna try and find something. Goes in.
Quirky?
Okay. Does manage to pick up the kill. Cat's here though. Okay. Honestly, didn't think Sly was gonna get the kill there. I thought he was just gonna get knocked up by the Nico and die, but hey, it worked. And if it works, it works. Spartan going in, gonna be able to manage to get it onto Solar. The tower gonna return that kill for a shutdown. Now Jolts and Valka holding down mid lane as a giant wave pushes in top, but it's still Scooter Shooters eking out ahead after the fight.
Yeah, and that is, I will say, could have been a lot worse for Griddles. They at least get a couple of return kills there. Bread Kaczynski kind of diving in there on the Corki into the Emperor's Divide. Could have just stayed out of range of that and let somebody else pick up that kill on to the Azir, but I suppose, better. What are you realistically going to survive getting out of that, because there's a lot of enemy territory for you to go through? Maybe not, so probably better just to trade your damage there and get the a gray screen recall, as the Drake will actually get picked up here by the Griddles. Just quick on that draw. Flappy trying to figure out which one of these 5 targets we're going to miss the hook on.
Oh, big combo there from Spartan. Going to be able to get Jolts into the middle of the team as finally goes down. Breaks since he picks up the kill. Happier Cat now getting some more damage onto Benjamin as Soraka falls too. A lot of damage though coming out from Solar. Have to be careful not to eat too much here. Minky's still there. Sly's still up, and the ultimate's going soon. Rick Kaczynski, if he walks up too far, could eat this. The Shen now ulting in. Gonna try and find something, possibly onto Sly. Goes in, misses Minky though. Still, Solar has to do a lot of damage here. Has to be careful.
The Corki!
Up a little bit too far though. Yeah, Minky goes for it, gets the kill. Solar. Oh, Solar! Yes! The Blitzcrank! The Blitzcrank gets the kill! And they're gonna turn their eyes now, probably just towards jungle camps, towards the fight. I mean, they might not have gotten the Draken, but I don't think it matters. That was a really beautiful fight win after the fact.
Yeah, they did not need the Drake there. Sure, it was I will say good from Griddles for being on point for that objective. Getting there first, being decisive about that. But the fight afterwards absolutely gets run down by the Scooter Shooters. A great start from Spartan to just get a quick pickup onto the Jace. Took out a huge chunk of damage that the Griddles really needed. And we see here kind of that mid-game, that early spike from the Corki, really amounting to a ton of damage, as Cat has decided to vaporize herself in this top lane. Crank it up, give it to Crank. Oh,
straight cranking it, baby.
Jeez.
Straight cranking
Beans. Yeah, he's cranking it for sure. as the Quirky doing so much damage here, but like you said, the Smolder also certainly nothing to sneeze at. These carries pumping out crazy DPS. We're seeing a little bit of the Soraka magic in these fights as well, but it's coming down to like, oh man, I just don't know if we can again keep the Soraka safe, especially since like the Corki is this strong and the Gragas is this strong. That's so much insta-kill potential on to the poor Soraka here that it's going to come down to the Benjamins positioning well in these fights, giving an extra HP to the Smolder, to the Azir, to the Jace is going to be vital if the Griddles actually want to win this game and win any of these fights. But the Benjamins have not necessarily been putting on a good show in terms of support positioning.
Yeah, and a big shutdown though. It is 1-for-1, but still, I think they'll take it at this point. Carry for carry. No. Jungle also goes down. Valka, oh no, Slappy. The Crank dodges it, dodges the Q. One more auto. The hook, he baited though. It was long enough. Spartan shows up and picks up the kill. The man cannot be stopped. Even in death, the Crank comes through.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful sacrifice from Crank there. Yeah, Spartan being, again, just always in the right place at the right time, it feels like. I feel like the last time we watched Spartan, at least I watched Spartan play, I was impressed with what I saw relative to kind of the past draft seasons with Spartan. Similarly here, I am definitely been very impressed with Spartan this series. Just always finding the right place to be at the right time, communicating effectively with the team, playing the map very well. There's not necessarily a whole lot to complain about. Did we just TP into our own demise? No, we had Soraka bailed us out, but that was not an advisable TP.
We wasted TP just to burn our Flash and Soraka ult. Masterful gambit right there.
That's art of the deal right there. They call that the Strait of Hormuz opening right there. Truly a jaunty operation. A little excursion there in the TP with that TP. Just truly astounding. 8 seconds on Drake. Looks like this is likely going to go over to the scooter shooters. I can't imagine Griddles being able to get a whole lot here. They just don't have positioning on the map. It should just be freebie, and it's getting started. Gragas should be able to just clean that up on their lonesome. We'll see if there's potentially a trade. Looks like maybe McKinney's just going to get destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely annihilated here. And pick up a drag. You know, we'll take it. McKinney's forced out. Oh, Cat. Okay, Benjamin just walks into the ult. Didn't even get knocked up by it. Just kept going. Solar has to be careful. Slappy, fortunately, not going to be able to land the hook onto the Benjamins. And, yeah, I mean, Baron's up. I don't think they can really go for it at this point. Sly's just taking the tower in the bot lane. Pretty decent trade, all things considered, since not a lot happened in the top side, but it's still a rough situation to be in, right? Even with this tower, it's still probably going to even out maybe around, you know, 4,000 or 5,000 gold difference, so it's difficult. But all things considered, not impossible to come back from what we've seen, but it will be a pretty big mountain to climb.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can climb it again. They do still have those late game win conditions.
They want him. Okay. Yeah, the ult comes through. Tried to go in onto Sly. Probably could have gotten the 1v1, but immediately ulted. Jolts was there, McKinney was there, and they all follow up.
Yeah, I mean, good response there. Punishing Valka on the side. Very smart stuff. And Jolt's just kind of playing the split push this game. I think that's A-okay. They might get this turret just in its entirety.
I mean, this is a great way to try and even up the gold lead, quite honestly.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra money in their pockets. Yeah, that's just a demolished turret. And importantly, that kind of sets up some pressure on the bot side here that makes Baron a little bit riskier for the side of the scooter shooters. So let's play a little bit smarter on the map here. Can't just let this happen as McKinney gonna take some punishment from Spartan.
Yeah, McKinney over the top. Gets a heal. Forced to use the ultimate for it, though. Spartan wants to keep chasing. Goes in, flash, gets the knockup. Tons of damage through. Happier Cat manages to land the knockup onto the Benjamin. Solar has to be careful, but it's not going to be enough. A double kill. Beautiful aggressive play there for Scooter Shooters as they start to turn their eyes towards the Baron.
Yeah, they're not quite coming at him like a dark horse. Did miss that explosive cast, but Spartan did have that great flash body slam there into killing out that bot lane, and that is, with the man advantage here, there's absolutely no way if the Griddles can contest this Baron. So that is going to be Baron picked up here at about 22 minutes for the side of the Scooter Shooters. And it's a little slow, but they do still pick it up, and Slappy flashing in, missing the hook as expected. We're cranking big right now, but I think we should just get out. We have the Baron. Let's reset.
Yeah.
Let's just
Baron there, soul
like,
point up in about minute 45. Got everything we could ever want. Please don't just randomly walk forward into a team of 5 that have all their ultimates. Not worth it.
All right, very good. All right, so we are resetting here. We do have 90 seconds on the Drake. That is going to be soul point for the Scooter Shooters if they can get it. They are looking to head right there right now. You can see all of them on the map heading that way eventually. Meanwhile, the Griddles are a bit more split around the map, so it seems like they aren't as concerned about this Drake. They might just give it up. I don't know if they really want to take a fight around this objective. Maybe they're still waiting for Smolder. Maybe they're still waiting for the Azir to get maybe... I don't know, Azir's at 3. Oh, jeez. Falca?
Okay. Falca going in a little bit too aggressive. Now Brad Kaczynski's getting run down. Slappy able to get the knock. Picking up the kill from Spartan. Jolts goes forward, manages to pick that up, but will go down in the process. Right now it's a 2 for 2. Still though, Spartan, Cat, and the Crank are alive. Cat was just doing split pushing the entire time. Sly's gonna knock her right back into the tower. Beautiful hook there onto Solar. Gonna try and get kept alive by the Soraka, but it unfortunately won't be enough. Spartan just does way too much damage on this full AP. And man, Slappy's not putting in bad work either. Unfortunately, Cat goes down on the bot side thanks to a good ult from Sly, but it does look like Scooter Shooters is going to be the ones that end up with the tower.
Yeah, despite the Scooter Shooters' best efforts, they do still win that exchange across the map. I will say good stuff from the Griddles to try and punish some of a little bit of over-aggression, antsiness from the side of the Scooter Shooters. They take out Valka there pretty early, and on the bot side, we do see, Cat getting punished under tower for poking in an unsafe position and just getting Shurima shuffled in under the turret. And Corki getting taken out there by Jolts. If Jolts hadn't have ended up dying there, I think that could have been a little bit better, but I feel like Jolts was so low that it wouldn't have necessarily mattered, even if that was not taken out by the Corki. But man, yeah, this Gragas is doing insane damage right here in this game. And just with the Gragas, we're seeing kind of the squishiness of this bot lane. Gragas alone is able to burst these gamers down, and it's another kind of the weakness of picking this extremely fragile composition. I mean, your Volibear is just finally now building a tank item. Your team is super squishy. But fortunately, Corki is going to get picked off on the side, and they might trade back, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be very difficult, though. They finally will manage to get McKinney. Solar and Benjamins are up there, though, And the Smolder's officially gotten to that execute point. Jolt just does so much damage. They have to be careful. Slappy getting run. Valka and Happier Cat on their way, though. If they can just get over here, unfortunately, the Blitz goes down. Jolt's going to get traded out for it, though. It looks like Happier Cat goes in. Doesn't have the ultimate, but gets a lot of damage down. Solar just doing so much damage, though. Happier Cat has to be careful. Valka not with the taunt, but they are able to take down the Soraka, and Solar does not have any more sustained. All this damage is now permanent.
Bot side.
Yep, big guess there, or big prediction there from Spartan. Gonna be able to land the E. And then through all this entire fight, Sly was just pushing the bot side. Unfortunately now Valka, or maybe just Spartan's gonna be able to push onto that top tower a little bit. Not for any extended period of time because McKinney's gonna be here, but Spartan will be able to get a little bit done. Looks like he will just manage to get the tower thanks to the AP. Doing a lot of damage to McKinney, but has to be careful. Could still get run down if he's not. But nope, just gonna walk himself on out.
Yeah, on the bot side there, we do see the Azir pushing in at least a little bit, trying to trade something there, but those turrets were already taken out on bot side, so Azir not able to necessarily get a whole lot done. But at least like the idea of trading along that side of the map was a good one. Just not necessarily fast enough to make it work out. 2 minutes onto the Drake, 50 seconds on to the next Baron. Looking at some of these item breakpoints here, the Corki is certainly farther ahead of the Smolder, but Smolder does have that execute point as we saw on those HP bars in that last fight. Importantly, the Volibear has actually finished the first tank item, so no longer as squishy, will certainly be a bit of a menace here, at least a little bit more threatening with that Dusk Till Dawn, you know, full AP, AB, Jack of all trades combination being assembled. As Jolt's got quite a bit of damage in the tank. A lot of damage just across the board here. Both of our mid laners have purchased some stopwatches to go golden here. And I think that is a very smart choice in this game. The Crank currently sitting on a Frozen Heart in this one. A bit of an interesting choice, but I do think it works out pretty well. Just with the champions here, Azir does rely on auto attacks. And, you know, just stopping some of that AD from the Jace and Smudler. Granted, Smudler does have that true damage, but it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I mean, especially with the attack speed, I mean, it's fine. I don't know if I'm really loving it, but honestly, at this point in the game, you're just so far ahead that I don't really know if it matters what you're building, especially then. Like, obviously, you can see Valka just hiding in the bush, jumps onto McKinney. Baron up, Soul in 30 seconds. Like, it's very difficult for Griddle to even walk in now. And you can see they're just going to try and make their way towards that bot side to set up for this dragon. Say, you want the Baron, have it. We know we can't contest you. But if we're able to if we're able to play this smart, we might still be able to work our way into stopping the Soul. Slappy goes forward, and just land the hook onto Solar. Absolutely annihilated. Cat goes golden. Valka's still there. Unfortunately, going to get picked off before that ult comes through. Valka has to be careful getting run down by Jolts. The mid tower goes down, but the Baron has been secured. Spartan and Brad Kaczynski finally rejoining the rest of their team. Slappy around, not in vision. They have to be careful of these hooks. Now, finally on ward. Going to pick up some of those honey fruit. Have to be careful. The TP coming back through from Valka. Happier Cat not alive for another 30 seconds. Solar, still another 15 seconds off of him. Finally, the Volibear coming back. Sly gets picked off. Tons of damage goes through, and the Solar and the Silence gonna be able to grab him before that Zhonya's comes out. Jolts is their only big damage now as Spartan goes forward. A taunt onto McKinney, and the jungler's taken out. Soraka trying to run for the hill. Benjamin's goes down, and it's just Jolts left in the middle of Thor. The entire team running through. They're going to send Slappy and Bread to take care of this dragon. Spartan as well, but that might be all she wrote, quite honestly. Scooter Shooters just in such a commanding lead. All the gold lead in the world, everything, and that fight was the one that matters. Now over a 10k gold lead, Soul secured, and the Baron. Just a matter of time until Griddles get slowly taken out.
Yeah. Somebody asked Grok how we win this game. Can Grok, can you AI generate me a picture of Griddle's winning? Can't do that because it's not real. Okay, all right, very good, very excellent. Yeah. So it is absolutely the domination from the scooter shooters in this game. They got everything they wanted and more. And Slappy here in the okay, well, but don't worry about that. But aside from what we just witnessed with our eyes, Slappy has been doing some crazy good work here in the later stages of the game on the Blitz. Uh, Finding some really good hooks on two prime targets there. We saw the pick on the Solar in that mid lane fight, and then being able to snipe out I believe, Jolt or Sly, uh, near the Drake pit. In both of those situations, just being able to set up very well for the burst damage. Because again, that's what this composition is here to do. It's here to find a gamer, lock them up, and make them disappear with that burst combo. As it looks like the burst
Oh,
is,
and
oh my
McKinney's going to be
goodness
the one.
gracious.
I was about to say, McKinney's the one on the burn end of it, unfortunately. Why Benjamin Solar and Schultz still left alive, but it might not be enough. Most of the team pushing strong into the base, dealing a lot of damage though. Scooter shooters are split. If they're going to go for anything, now's the time. Jolt has to be careful though. Beautiful catch from Spartan, knocks him in. And I think they've missed their opening. Slappy goes forward, hooks the Smolder, so much damage goes down, knocks him back. Happier Cat manages to take out Sly. It's just Solar and Benjamin's. The Smolder has to be the one to do it. Flash forward from Valko won't be enough as Spartan tries to take him down. No, that cask is disgusting.
No!
Yeah, that's the 15 kill. That's the 15 kill Gragas right there. And that'll be all she wrote. A 3-0 from Scooter Shooters in just a little bit. They're going to toy with it just a little longer to pick up the ace on McKinney. And Scooter Shooters, they've waited so long to get their stream game, but they finally had it, and they did not let us down. A dominating 3-0 victory with Spartan at the helm.
Yeah, HitlerDead.png. Very good. Very good, everyone. We did it. Fantastic work from the scooter shooters and Cat. To be clear, the scooter shooters were on stream. Yeah, the scooter shooters were on stream. It's just that Cat wasn't there and was upset
Right,
that we
okay,
streamed.
okay.
That's what it was. But I was thinking about it because I was like, I feel like we streamed Spartan, but we did. It was just Cat wasn't there
Right, it was
and
the week
was
Cat was out.
yeah, well, congratulations, Kat. You got to have a 3-0 on stream here, taking down the evil of the Griddles and destroying them. And now you have to try and finish the fight as you continue to climb out of the losers bracket. Uh, yeah, 3-0, clean sweep. A lot of good stuff from the Scooter Shooters roster. I think definitely very impressed by Slappy and Spartan. Like we saw some goofy maneuvering from Slappy in some of those games and some interesting play. But I think consistently the two of them set up so much for the rest of the team just in all three of these games that you can see kind of the power of having a strong jungle support combination that play around each other effectively, since it just set up the rest of the map so successfully here in all three of these games.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, like the entire team played well, don't get me wrong, but it really did feel like it was off the back of Spartan and a lot of those amazing ganks. Great jungle pressure right now throughout that entire series. And I mean, even when we streamed them the last time, it felt great as well. So, I think they have real contention to be making it to our finals, but we'll have to see. They're going to be going up against Goated next week in our what is it? Not our grand finals, but our upper finals as they finally advance to that upper bracket. Um, so yeah, don't be there. I think it'll be a really fun game. Goated has been really playing very well as well. And if tonight's anything to look at, I think Scooter Shooters will be a very interesting team to watch once again.
Yeah. So with that said, I think we can call it for tonight. Any closing statements?
I don't think so. Just great games from Scooter Shooters. Tune in next week. It should be fun.
Yeah. I've been Becky with Reigns and Sirius on the production. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all next week. And hopefully with a real microphone and not phoning in, literally phoning it in. We'll see you then. Have a good night and have a good rest of your weekend.